the series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. With my colleagues Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
And Kevin, no doubt, this is the place to be, the channel to watch. It doesn't get much bigger than this.
And for LeBron James, still not 100% after returning from that back injury that cost him the second half of the regular season.
But the Cavs will need everything he can give them if they're going to survive the torrid play of Paul George and the Pacers. It should be a good one.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. They've got LeBron James, Alrdrige out there with Royce White, and it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Wade in at the two-guard spot. And for the Pacers, they've got Orlando Johnson. Paul George is out there with Davis, and it's Roy Hibbert, and it's Conley in at the one.
You look at Paul George versus LeBron. George has the advantage in height. Of course, LeBron stronger physically.
And at this stage, Steve, probably in mobility as well, the advantage goes to George. But LeBron certainly much stronger and looking to use that to his advantage here.
He hits the second from the line. Here's Conley. We're about 1 minute into the first. Back to Davis. He dishes it to Conley. He feeds it to Hibbert. Right side George from about 16. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And here are the Cavaliers. They won their last game Monday night.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will, not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
LeBron, good.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Johnson kicks to Conley. He passes to Davis. Feeds it to Johnson. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
LeBron kicks to Irving. Back to LeBron. Shot clock at 5. Irving against Chandler. Irving can't hit.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Out to Conley. It's George on the wing. Dishes it to Davis. Second shot opportunity. The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
And that one falls for Davis.
And you know, with Ed Davis and Roy Hibbert up front, a marked size advantage inside for the Pacers.
Wide a screen on Chandler. Irving dishes to Wade. The feed to LeBron. LeBron gets the screen from Alrdrige. Got a piece of it. Paul George with the steal. For the finish. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, gotta be able to get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, you gotta rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
And Roy Hibbert, standing 7'2", and Davis with great length at the power forward position.
And the Cavs with a more skill-oriented, mobile front court. Let's see which side can take best advantage of the matchup.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Smith has checked in. Conley with it. Back to Hibbert. The pass to Johnson. On the wing, George. Alrdrige with the block. Irving drives in. He kicks it to Smith. Pass to Alrdrige. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Alrdrige has got his first basket. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Johnson kicks to Conley. With the lead pass. And stolen by Alrdrige. The dish to LeBron. Alrdrige sets up the pick now for LeBron. A feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Indiana trailing here. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And then Johnson with the dunk. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Wade. No good. Great tee that time from Davis.
And for LeBron and the Cavs, another Game 7 on the road. But they've been in this position before, and they've risen to the occasion.
It's stolen by Smith. LeBron drives in. Pass to Alrdrige. Banked in off the glass. And for the Cavaliers, such a fun team to watch in these playoffs.
Yeah, they've turned it on. I don't know that anyone expected them to get by the Celtics and be here now, but wow, NBA Finals, right there for them.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Take a look at the players who have pulled down the most rebounds during this postseason. In the third spot, Roy Hibbert, and of course, Paul George.
Rebounding always one of the fun parts of the game for me to watch, and it's really impressive to see these guys fight through crowd to come up with the loose ball, the extra possession for their team.
Fredette, the pass to LeBron. Here's Lamb. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got 3 assists tonight.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Now, here is Hill. And Plumlee kicks to Stevenson. 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Outside, George. 5 on the clock. Hands. No one near him. And that one's good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Takes the turnaround Jay. Smith, no good.
Major defensive lapse right there. He's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Hill, no good.
That's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Cavaliers lead by 2. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Welcome back to the second quarter here in Indianapolis. This Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals continue.
And a pressure-packed game here. Neither team wants to go home.
Yeah, for the Cavs, impressive to have even made it this far, but they are not satisfied.
So it's the Pacers now, trailing by 2.
And for Paul George, what an impressive postseason he's having, averaging almost 35 points a game. And it's not for a lack of defense. When you look at the matchups, George is able to score regardless of who's on.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Cleveland, Jimmy Fredette is out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then it's Smith, and it's LeBron James, and it's Chandler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, I had a moment to speak with Paul George prior to the game. I asked him what he felt has been the turning point for him offensively. His answer? Confidence. My teammates and the coaches have confidence in me to make plays. I've put in the work, and as I've seen the results over the course of the season, my confidence has reached an all-time high. Kevin, easy to see.
Thanks, Doris. He's got that scores mentality. Clark, he thinks every shot's going to go in.
And because of of his length and mobility, he really can get his shot whenever he wants to, Kevin. He's got that comfort that even if a shot is contested, he knows it's his to knock down. He's a guy who can shoot challenge shots.
Royce White's checked in for Josh Smith. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. And back to Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. Steve, as you mentioned in the last round, looking for Royce Clark to do the same against the Cavs.
And Kevin, for Paul George, we've seen him come up big in the playoffs before. This is a rising star with unlimited potential. And I think his performance in this postseason may represent a passing of the torch, if you will.
That's a big statement.
It is, but it's accurate. The Pacers, as you might expect, playing stout defense. That's what wins you games in the playoffs.
LeBron outside.
And for LeBron James, one of the most versatile defenders in league history. Unusual to see him unable to slow down the score, but of course I think he's somewhat plagued by the injury.
Offensive rebound. Kicks the land. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. It's LeBron with the drive. They shoot again, and it's good on the way up. LeBron's got 9.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Pacers trail by 7. And back to this matchup between Paul George and LeBron. George, one of the few wings, Clark, in the league, and you see this up close all the time, who've been able to match up with him as far as quickness, with size.
Yeah, George came into the league at about 6'8", and he grew to be about 6'9", 6'10", and he's still in that live frame with the muscle now. And boy, he's a rising star with a lot of game. PG 24 is part of a great physical matchup at the 3 spot between him and LeBron.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
But great hustle defensively through 2 quarters of play, contesting everything, starting to rack up those block shots, guys.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
And he can't get the first one. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Tyson Chandler. And he's good on the second. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you have to be so careful when you have the ball around him because he's got quick hands, really strong hands. And he has a knack for blocking shots, stripping players on the way up as they go up for lay-ins. So you just got to always know where he is on the floor.
And you know, at the end today, Steve, you just have to respect his overall defensive acumen. I mean, it's not just one thing he does well at that end. He knows how to guard from A to Z. Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebounds.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area.
As far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
But from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
White dishes to Irving. It's rebounded by Stevenson. Pacers trail by 7. Stevenson off the pick from Davis. And it's sent back by Irving. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. And now let's give you a look at the players who have stood out and taking high percentage shots in the playoffs. You look at George, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks. And of course, Ed Davis.
Oh, boy, they have been extremely hot, both these guys, and great timing on their part. The playoffs, that's when you want to bring it.
Hibbert, the pass to George. Looking to get it going.
There are times when as a team, you find yourself missing shots that you know you normally make. I mean, that's just part of the game. But that's when you have to dig deep, stay focused, commit to playing defense, and count on your defense to keep you in there and eventually to bail you out of situations when your shot's not falling.
And White kicks to Irving. Just 5 to shoot. Pass it to Alrdrige. 8 away. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. That's now 8 points for LaMarcus Alrdrige.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
And the Pacers call time here.
He's been aggressive looking for a shot, but without much success. It might be time for him to take a step back and look to help the team in other ways.
Different look now for Cleveland. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Royce White, and it's Green in for Jeremy Lamb. Pacers trail by 9. Conley dishes to Hibbert. Johnson. He feeds it to Conley. 5 to shoot. Left side Davis. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Davis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
And it's Wade penetrating. There's Green with the 3. And that one's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kick-out's the only choice.
Conley kicks to George. Can't get it to go. Good D by Wade.
An 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Johnson, right side. Back to George. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Davis. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Davis has got 9.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Alrdrige kicks to Irving. Zeller passes to Irving. Baseline try. Can't hit. And the first half is now in the books. Cavaliers ahead, leading by 8. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. Today, a spot in the NBA Finals on the line. Stakes high enough for you? I hope so. Let's get into the halftime report. The Cleveland Cavaliers ahead against Indiana. Defensively, some great shot blocking. They're giving them something to think about when they head inside. LeBron's been going at it effortlessly against the Pacers. After 2, he's got 10 points, and in addition to that, he's been a factor on the glass as well. A couple of helpers, too. And doing their best to stay alive, the Indiana Pacers. They're losing the battle on the boards. It starts with wanting to rebound. That's been a problem. Paul George, off to a rough start. Just can't get things to fall in the early parts of the game. He's shooting under 20%. And that's all we have for you here in the studio. Now let's send it on back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to beautiful Indianapolis for the Indiana Pacers as we get set for the second half of play here in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And boy, they have not disappointed so far. Game 7, you just knew it was going to be a good one.
Pacers trail by 8. Davis is out there with Roy Hibbert. Then there's Orlando Johnson. And it's Conley, and it's George, and at the 3, the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
And that one's good by Alrdrige.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. the more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Down low, tries to save it. And here is Irving. White with it, picked up by Davis. Here's Alrdrige, back to Irving. Alrdrige sets up the pick now for Irving.
Great job, taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
It's his first trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good for Irving.
Boy, his free throw shooting, just another reason he's such a good all-around player.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. Conley kicks to George. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Here's Johnson. No good. Alrdrige with some nice D.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass. It's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low.
And finishes it off with a one-handed jam. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And the Pacers call time here.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. It happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. All teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Hibbert dishes to Conley. With his first shot attempt, that's good on the jump shot. Timeout is called, first in the game for the Cavaliers.
He's definitely shaken up. They're using the timeout to let their trainer take a look at it.
Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. Paul George on top.
Well, he's almost unstoppable. He's got so many different ways he can hurt you and put the ball in the basket. And it seems as though he raises his level during the postseason.
LeBron passes to Alden. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Alrdrige has got 14 points for the game.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
You know, one other thing you have to appreciate when it comes to him is his skill on the low block. Terrific footwork, nice up and under fake, and he's got a tremendously soft touch.
Wade kicks to Alden. LeBron is screen on Hibbert. Alrdrige drives in. Pocket 6. Irving shoots. Alrdrige, no luck.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Conley against White. Conley kicks to Hibbert. Johnson. Indiana moving it around. And here's George for 3. They grab their own miss. Conley with it, guarded now by Irving. George dishes to Conley. Throws it up high. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Cleveland. Johnson draws the double. He dishes it to Hibbert. 6 on the shot clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And here's George for is good. George has got 11 points.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. And I think they came out with some tired legs to start. But they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged.
Wade from outside, and yes, sir, that one drops. Wade's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
And it's George finishing it off.
Maybe that'll ignite. It's impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are, look at them, they are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half was carried right over into the second.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Boy, still waiting for the first miss from the foul line this half.
100% since halftime, is that right? I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon if that keeps up.
George double team. James, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. And taken away by Johnson. That one goes. Count.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. You see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally and bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for you.
Chandler defended by Plumlee. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
The Cavaliers have gone 7 of 11 from the line. Free throw good, LeBron. Pacers trail by 11. And the Pacers call time here. And as with any timeout at this point of the game, important to go over the strategies that are working and those that are needed in terms of adjustments. And, of course, the opportunity, guys, to get hydrated with Gatorade for coming back out of the floor. We've seen some good action so far, and there's more of it to come.
Yeah, this game has been physical, it's been fast, it's been high-paced. So anytime you're in a situation like this where it's really a hard-fought game, critical to keep yourself hydrated throughout.
And the Pacers call time here.
They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups. I understand that. But this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. White's checked in. They double team Johnson. Plumlee. Back to Johnson. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Way too loose on that inbounds pass.
And 1:01 left in the third quarter. Irving passes to Wade. Wade gets a screen from Chandler. Irving against Connor. Irving attacking. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot by Wade, no good. And there's the call on Chandler. That's his first foul. There's 37 seconds left in the third. Now Conley feeds to Hansbrough. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Pacers have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this one. 2 shots. A free throw drops for Hansbrough. Ed Davis is checked in for Paul George. No good on the second free throw. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Wade drives in. Back to LeBron. It it's stolen by Johnson. 17-foot shot on the way.
And I think the work on the boards has been a big key for their success in this game, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's been total control on the board for them.
Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Cavaliers lead by 10. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Welcome back to the Eastern Conference Final as the fourth quarter is about to begin here in Indianapolis.
Boy, a high-pressure elimination game approaching the grand finale.
And here are the Cavaliers now. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. We've got LaMarcus Aldridge. Kyrie Irving is out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then it's Royce White, and it's Smith in at the small forward. The kick out to Irving. Smith on the wing. Defended by George. A second chance effort. Jump shot is good. Smith's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Cavs. Hill against Irving. Hibbert with a screen for Hill. Here's the three. That is good.
Well, they have been terrific from beyond the arc here in the second half. You look at the percentages. Good number.
Just what the pharmacist prescribed. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they keep it up.
Smith defended by George. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. LeBron's checked in for Royce White. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. And Lamb kicks to Irving. Count that one. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
This is to Hill. The feed to Hibbert. Stevenson. Some nice passing here by Indiana. The shot by George, no good.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
LeBron dishes to Alrdrige. Back to LeBron. He passes it to Alrdrige. Shot clock at 6. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Stevenson. Excellent D from Jeremy Lamb.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Wade's checked in. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Hill with it. He's picked up by Irving. Hill passes to Johnson. 6 to shoot. And George kicks to Davis. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
Just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful. The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
Back to George. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. finisher.
And one thing about him that might not show up in the box score, but is as important as anything else, is his leadership. I mean, he sets the tone for this team, and all of his teammates follow his example.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. Johnson. The pass to George. Trying to get open is Davis. And there's Paul George. And the assist by Johnson.
Good defense, but gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He urged his players to keep fighting, saying, we're right there, but the margin of error has shrunk. We've got to play aggressive and smart. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. Alrdrige with a screen on Hill. It's stolen by Davis. Now the Pacers moving it up. Hill kicks to George. There's the bucket. Good.
He really made that mismatch pay off. The defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
Michael Conley. He's checked in for the Pacers. Pacers trail by 12, and that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball.
Love it. Old school, just physical play in the paint, dominate.
A little bit of a magic. Here pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Stupendous alley-oop.
This crowd just stunned at the sight of that one.
Conley into the lane. Alrdrige with the block.
And that's pretty much how this game has gone. They've controlled the boards and looked to come away with the win right here.
DWade on the wing. Right side Alrdrige. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the Cavaliers lead by 14.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Conley off the pick from Davis. Conley dishes to Davis. He kicks it to Hibbert. Alrdrige with some nice D. The Cavaliers leading by 14. 1:19 left in the fourth. Here's Irving. Smith sets the pick for Irving. Clock at 4. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Here's Alrdrige. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Clark, as you were saying before, they're controlling the inside presence, just overwhelming here today.
And I really thought that was the deciding factor, Kevin. I mean, they were just too strong inside.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Timeout called the Pacers. They're trailing by 15. 1:06 left to play in the final quarter. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Here's Stevenson. Outside Hill. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Hill backs him in. Just 5 on the clock. It's back to Hill. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Now, here is Irving. Defended by Plumlee. Irving drives in. Power down with both hands.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Hill passes to Hill. The dish to Plumlee. It's back to Hill. They need this. Off target. So they've done it. They're going to move on.
Somehow LeBron and the Cavs escape another Game 7 on the road.
Yeah, and somehow when the stakes are at their highest, Steve, that's when they've risen to the challenge the most.
They defeat a tough Indiana team on their home court and are headed to the championship round. We look forward to seeing you then. For Steve, Clark, and Doris, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time.